Welcome to Master the Game. I am Juice, and tonight all our audio is working, except nobody's in the correct spot in the overlay. So I'm gonna have to fix that.
I was just gonna say, tonight I'm Saul, and
Wait, so then who am I?
Oh, you're Saphira.
Oh, I'm Saphira. Okay.
I'll get it fixed.
Yeah.
I'll get it fixed. I'm using one
At
screen.
the right spot. Hooray.
Yeah, I'm using one screen, so it's throwing me off a little. So Martin's in. Yeah, okay. So with that, we are in episode 12. We've been playing for a little over a year now, and it's been a year and like 2-3 months now, or something like that. But yeah,
it's like we just left Greenest, like
right. It's because you did.
Pretty much.
I cast rope trick.
So we're gonna go around, let everyone introduce themselves, and we will start with Peter since he's at the top of the overlay.
Okay, me and Drake playing Pike, not Krank. Looking for shiny rocks. I have a fake foot that's just a boot,
Nice.
but it will not stop me from finding this big lizard and killing it. So I can get on with my life.
Next up, we'll jump over to Martin.
I'll be playing Drukan Lordhall, Aasimar Paladin Sorcerer. He joined up because he was looking for the guys that attacked his base and then found the wrong group of evil guys. Decided to just help out.
Nice. That is true, because this is the second character. What happened to your first character? Tell us about it. Buy me some time here.
Died hilariously.
Yeah, he died being chewed upon by a blue dragon.
True.
But we remember him because we all are getting stronger.
Except for him.
Next up, and I'm all screwed up already now. Let's just go to Paula.
Hi, I'm Paula. I'm playing Saphira, who fully intends on ensuring that her 3-foot-tall dragon egg hatches successfully, and it becomes her new best friend.
There you go. And Bill, I'm not going to forget you this time.
Thank you, Juice, because I actually have a great announcement. So, Bill with Roll Stats, watch for my new OnlyFans account coming soon. I'm just saying.
What's it gonna be about, Bill? What's it gonna be about?
Bald is beautiful.
Fans
It's for all the
need
bald
to
lovers.
know.
It is. It's going to be. I'm going to steal Juice's idea. It's going to be new D&D tips. It's going to be. It's going to be pretty amazing. So watch for that coming soon. I'll be announcing it, as soon as it goes live. And I play. Oh, also I'm playing Solomon Romanovich in this game. And Sal may actually
would it have an
Sal may
OnlyFans?
actually make an appearance on the OnlyFans account as well. So just to mix it up.
Look for the links below.
We really just need to do bald guys of D&D and make it a calendar.
By the way, kids, just tune out
God.
now. Go turn on something else, or I don't know, play your Xbox or whatever it is that you do right now. But you should probably not be watching.
Don't worry, they've seen and done and heard worse. So I mean,
They watched the Pop Cthulhu game.
Oh yeah, that one's definitely not safe for work. If you are a sensitive person,
Oh, also,
if you
can
are
I
an
just
easily
make
offended person?
can I make one more announcement? So
Yeah.
there might be a surprise appearance on this Thursday's episode of Pulp Cthulhu. It's going to be worth the wait, and also Luther might be making an appearance on my OnlyFans account. So enough about my OnlyFans.
You know what? That is the only place he can make an appearance. There's nowhere else on the internet that will accept him. Not even the Minion.com. And don't go there. That is a R-rated. That is an X-rated
Don't
site.
go there.
You guys,
wow. Well, okay.
the intro on this is really going strong.
Off script, it's gone.
Sorry, our conversation last night has flowed into tonight's intro.
I don't recall this conversation, but let's continue.
Let's recap what happened last session.
Okay, who wants to give a recap of
Take
what
it
has happened
away.
at this point? Go ahead, Paula. You can start.
I got an egg. We somehow put it in a wagon. It was covered in blankets. That's a synopsis of what I remember.
And clothes. because you guys said he had it was your cousin or something, or your cousin's child who had like a skin disease or something.
It was her brother's mother's. Saul did some really fast talking, but like it worked out fine. It was just fine. Also, if you remember, we drew a little smiley face on him so that he has
it's Egbert
features.
Egbert,
yes. Yeah, right.
What color was the egg again? Do we remember? Nobody remembers what color. Oh, okay.
No.
I don't think we were given
an egg, Paula.
I feel it's like light blue with like speckles on it.
Perfect.
Probably purple speckles.
All right, I will write that down so I don't forget this time. Light blue with shimmer.
Oh, yes.
All right. So yes, you guys, we had handled the raider camp. We had also gone in and done all that stuff back there in the caves. And then you guys had went to Greenest. You enjoyed drinks with Ontharr Froom and Leosin. And you were all invited to join if you wanted to the Harpers or the Order of the Gauntlet, I think is the name of it. To which you guys declined at this time. Ontharr Froom was pissed that Saul pulled one over on him and beat him in arm wrestling. Fair and square, though, I may add. Kind of. He did have some magical help of a bear and stuff in the room. And the guy who was supposed to detect magic didn't notice because he's an idiot and wasn't looking that way. And they ended up giving you guys clothes, a wagon, horse, all that stuff to head to a boathouse near where Elturel once was. Elturel is currently a crater. Nobody knows why in this campaign. Character knowledge-wise, at least. And they were going to head to this boathouse near this crater, take it up into Baldur's Gate, to which they were then going to unload their Egbert, somehow get him through Baldur's Gate all the way to the north side of the city to Blackgate, where they were going to wait it out until they saw the dragon cultists and try to join the caravan north up towards Waterdeep. And that was where we left off. We actually left off in the wagon about 40 feet ahead. There was movement inside the forest where there were a bunch of trees and bushes. And that was about right here on the Sword Coast. So yeah, what you guys see movement in the trees. What would you like to do?
So just to clarify, this is all after we took a long rest.
I mean, yeah, you guys have had long rests. You had a long rest at the tavern in Greenest.
Okay.
Tavern name was the Unfilled Mug. You weren't here for that, Krank, I don't believe.
No, I'll take it.
You were working.
So, if I remember correctly, wasn't it like Saul was up at the front and was the one who had noticed maybe the movement and the rest of us were in the wagon itself? Something like that?
I believe so.
I don't remember.
Pike was in the very back.
I don't
Saphira
remember
was
if I
in the very
noticed the
back.
movement, but I know I was sitting up front with the driver, sort of harassing him. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know Saphira was definitely in the back with Egbert.
And Pike.
Mm-hmm.
I think Drukan was in the front of the wagon, looking off to the right. And the trees and stuff were to your left. And then Krank is doing whatever he feels like. I don't think we clarified where he was.
So, but I just, so for clarification, Saul is do I need to make a perception check, or is Saul aware of the movement in the trees?
You
currently?
are aware. Anyone who is looking at the forest, I'm leaving it up to you guys, is aware of the movement. It wasn't very subtle. However, there's enough cover because of all the trees, like that, it's hard to make it out exactly what it was. And you don't hear any noise from the trees.
Okay. So I just sort of, kind of quickly hiss over my shoulder. We have company.
Okay.
But more importantly, what is the shiny rock situation currently?
Pike, looking at the ground out the back of the wagon,
Right.
Does not see any shiny rocks. And the rock
Okay.
that you had before that was shiny because of Krank is not shiny right now.
Okay. Well,
He must have forgot and dozed off in the wagon or something. But for some reason, it's just not shiny. You don't know why.
Okay.
All right. So the wagon continues to move. And the guy driving it heard you whisper that, Saul. And he said, where? I didn't see it.
And I point off without being super obvious, so that, you know, if they are watching us, I kind of like sort of point off in the direction that I'm seeing the movement in the bush, you know, in the brush, and hearing the noise.
Okay. So the road is has a ditch on both sides. It kind of slopes down. It slopes really drastically on the right side. It's kind of like you're on a hill. The left side, it's kind of a small ditch on the left, and then it kind of goes up on a hill into the trees. The wagon continues to move, and the guy actually tries to speed it up a bit. And when he does so, you guys see a crossbow bolt embed itself into the side, the rear, probably the back foot of the wagon, and just hits the back. Kunk! Probably where where Saphira is sitting, like just under her back. And with that, everybody, roll initiative. And you can see the guy who shot it now. He's kind of, he looks very assertive, and he's already pulling out another crossbow bolt. All right. Type it in the chat of the Zoom call, and I will arrange it all. And we are using my Brothers Forged initiative tracker. Love this thing. It is amazing. Really cool product. All right. So I rolled not great. I'm in the middle, probably, if I had to guess. So looks like Saul's probably going to end up going first. Chance is going to go... Oh, no. Pike is going to go last.
I was about to say.
Yep. Drucan, where's Drucan at? Ooh, Drucan's down there right before Pike. So Pike's distracted looking for rocks. And, I broke... Aw, how did I do that?
You broke the initiative tracker?
No, I broke one of my wood things. I have a feeling I know why, but it's okay. All right, hang on. I ripped the magnet off. I don't know my own strength. All right, so Saul, you get to go first, followed by Saphira, who probably was made alert from the crossbow bolt real quick. And then it will be me. So go ahead, Saul. What would you like to do? You see one guy in the trees.
So,
He's, just so you know, he looks to be wearing leather armor. He does have a helmet that kind of covers his head and like a nice little dome on it. Comes down his nose. Has what looks like some chainmail off the side of the covering his ears.
Okay. Sal's going to cast mage armor and then duck down behind. Like, is the driver in between me and the guy, or am I in between the driver and the guy?
The driver's in between you and the guy.
The driver's in between me and the guy. Good. Okay, I'm going to cast mage armor and I'm going to duck. I'm going to kind of duck down behind the guy for cover.
Meat shield. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. All right. Saphira, you felt the crossbow bolt hit the wood behind you and vibrate the bench you're on.
Oh no. Saphira's really concerned about Egbert right now. Just to make everybody aware of that. So does the driver look like he's going to stop, or is he gonna like take off?
He sped up upon seeing from Saul, like kind of whispering something to him, and you felt the buggy start to go a little. Chances are, if it didn't, Drukan probably would have been shot right in the chest, or not right in the chest, but probably shot.
Okay, then I guess I think Saphira is going to try and act as a shield for Egbert to make sure that he doesn't get hit. I don't know. So I guess she takes up a defensive position in front of Egbert.
Okay.
So
I will say Egbert has full cover thanks to being the wagon being high and having like side spots. So just so you know, like he's probably out of sight of the shot.
Okay. You know what? I'm still going to be cautious this first time. If things get crazy, you know, she'll jump in. But I think that's what she's going to do. I think I have a shield somewhere.
Yeah, you do.
DVD. But yeah.
Okay. So do you pull your shield out and go defensive?
Yeah. So I'll pull my shield out in like a defensive position right near Egbert just to make sure nobody gets him.
Excellent. All right. And so with that, the guy reloads and shoots. And this time he's shooting at, looks like the driver, and it whizzes by the driver and Saul. It's like it misses by quite a few feet, but it was out into the front. You then see what looks like a really large guy. He's got a sword that is all white. But the blade, like when the sunlight hits it, is really shiny. But it almost looks like it's got a frost on it. And he has in his other hand a shiny rock pike that immediately catches your attention. And when he sees your eyes like lock over to him, he throws it. And right at you, Pike. Okay, and that would be a 18 to hit. Can't hear you.
You did. I said, of course, I'm trying to catch it. So, I mean, it's going to hit.
All right, so it does hit you. And you will take 4 points of damage from this thing. And as soon as it hits you, you see it like start to pull back away from you. I tell you what, if you want to give me a dex save, beat the number I rolled to hit you, and if you want to grab it, you can.
All right. Does this have to do
your reaction though?
Oh, reaction. Okay.
Yeah, but roll a dex save.
If it's a straight up roll, as long as I don't have disadvantage, it's 17.
Okay, so you are unable to you feel it on your fingertips, and it pulls out of your fingertips. This guy's about 30 feet away from you. So then you also see a couple other guys start to shoot out at you guys. Shooting off at the driver again. This is the second guy. The driver gets hit by a crossbow bolt. And he slumps over and falls off the side of the wagon, and you guys feel the wheel roll over him. Thump, thump. Right away.
Where's my meat shield?
The horses seem to be getting a little crazy all of a sudden after this because they feel the reins go completely loose. The next guy, number 3, will shoot at Saul. That is I think that's a 17. I just need to check real quick. And that is not a 17. That is actually, yes, that is a 17 to hit Saul, which I know Saul's AC is a lot lower, but
even with mage armor, Saul is at a 15. So yeah.
Okay, I forgot about the mage armor already. You're gonna take 5 points of damage. And then the fourth guy is going to shoot at Krank in the back. That is a 12. Does that hit?
That hits.
That is for 8 points of damage. The next guy will shoot at Drukan. That is a crit. So 10 points of damage. And the last guy shoots at Saphira, and that is 17. And that would be. Did that hit?
So
Oh,
I
it's
am armor
disadvantage
class
though. So hang on.
17. Yeah,
So
I was
hang
just gonna.
Okay, nope, he misses. So I rolled 12 on the second one. All right, so then there's one last guy who runs out. This guy looks similar to the other one with the white sword, and he jumps up on the wagon, but he used a double movement to do that, and he cannot do anything else right now. And with that, it is now Krank's turn.
Oh, hell yeah.
He almost did like this parkour thing where he jumped up, the one foot like hit the part where the guy driving's feet were, and then he's standing on the bench right next to Saul and next to Drukan.
So I'm going to open up with casting my favorite spell, Eldritch Blast, using Quicken Spell to cast it as a bonus action.
Okay.
That's for Mr. D Beyond once he gets it stuff together. And it's not looking super hot. Does a 9 hit?
A 9 will not hit. Is that everything?
No, I have to roll twice for that because it's 2 separate Eldritch Blasts after level 5. And it looks like the second one is a miss as well. So
right.
then I'm going to use my action to cast Sleep using.
Oh, you can cast Eldritch Blast as a bonus action?
When you use Quicken Spell, yeah.
Oh, okay. I missed the quicken part. I got you, though.
It's all good. So I'll cast Sleep, and I'll try and center it on the guy standing in our way, not the one on the carriage, but the one straight ahead.
Oh, off in the trees? Or the
Is
one
he
with
on
the
the
white sword? Or
the one with the
standing on
white
wagon?
sword.
Okay.
The one with the white sword. You made it sound like he was standing in front of the wagon. Is that pretty accurate?
No, so they're all in the tree line except for the guy who's standing on the wagon right now. In fact,
Okay,
the guy
then
who
I'll-
threw it is kind of in the middle of all the other guys.
Okay, so then I'll focus it around him and try not to get the party members mixed in. And I
Okay.
rolled a 31 for that. So deduct it
So
from
31
his...
hit points.
Yeah.
Okay. So one guy goes to sleep, and it's not the guy with the sword. It's one of the guys with the crossbow bolts.
Understood. That is my turn. I'm going to try and move a little bit further back as well, if at all possible, and then that's it.
Yeah, you could move like 5 feet back and be like next to Pike. So right now, you in the wagon, the way I'm envisioning it, if facing forward, you have Pike in the back right corner. You have Saphira kind of like over the egg that's against the back of the wagon. You then have you, Krank, on the right like front. Drukan's on the left front inside the wagon, and then Saul I picture on the bench on the other side, like kind of out of the wagon, but on the bench to drive it. Does that make sense?
So, yeah, so I'm going to try and hide kind of behind Drukan, then I imagine on the right-hand side.
Okay, perfect. And with that, it is Drukan's turn. Go ahead.
So Drukan is going to stand up. He's going to pull some chili peppers out of his pocket. And he's going to look at Pike and go, "Do you want to be able to breathe fire?" And offer him a chili pepper.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. And then I will twin Dragon's Breath on myself and Pike so we can now breathe fire.
I love it.
And then getting into the driver's seat, I will grab the reins and let off a...
So the driver's seat is currently occupied by the guy who just ran up onto the spot. He's standing in the driver's seat.
Okay, so I will get into the passenger seat next to him and try to line up my cone with him and whoever is behind him in the tree line.
Okay. There's not going to be... what's your range on that, I should say?
Let's see.
They're about 20 feet out.
Okay, so it's only going to be him then.
Okay.
It's a 15-foot cone.
Okay.
So he needs to make a dex save DC 16.
He failed.
So he suffers 3d6 fire damage.
All right, roll it up.
That is 10 points of fire damage.
Ooh. All right, so you guys see this flame come out of Drukan. What race are you again?
He is an Aasimar, but he's got some like silver scales of a silver dragon.
Gotcha. Okay, so you see this Aasimar open his mouth and flames come out off into like some of the trees that are in the front there. Some of the trees kind of catch fire for a second, and this guy, upon feeling the flames, kind of covers his face at least. He gets burned a little bit, but he seems to be okay. He didn't get burned as bad as you would think from this massive flame that came out. And is that your whole turn?
Yep, that's my action is fire breath, and bonus action is making it so Pike and I can breathe fire.
Beautiful. All right, Pike, it is your turn.
Okay. So is breathing fire and my action if I decide to do that?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I just I'm temporarily distracted because I was going to jump after the shiny rock, but now I can breathe fire.
Yeah, the shiny rock, so you know, is behind the wagon now because the wagon's moving. So that's why you couldn't actually grab it.
Yeah, I mean, I could jump down and grab it, but I can breathe fire. I've never been able to do that since I'm underwater a lot. So this is going to be cool. So, of course, I'm going to run up, stand up and breathe fire on this guy.
All right. So between Drukan and Krank and Saul, this flame comes out. Would he have to beat the same number that it was?
Yeah,
for
he's
you?
used my DC. It's a DC 16.
And it's Dex?
Yep.
All right, so I rolled a 9. 13. So he failed. 13 failed.
Okay.
So roll 3d6 damage.
8.
All right. So similar to the last blast, you get him. He's trying to cover up so it doesn't like burn his face and stuff like that. And it burns him, but again, not that bad. You can see his hands are a little scorched and red now. He's got some blisters on his hands from covering his face. And with that, it is back up to Saul with Saphira on deck.
Okay, so Saul is going to cast darkness on the guy's eyes that's sort of standing right in front of him. But I'm going to spend some sorcery points to quicken it, so it'll be a bonus action. So I'll do like this to his face, like cast darkness, and then with my other hand, I turn to where the 5 like how many are there or do we? I mean, can we see where they are? I guess is what I'm asking.
Yep. So you see 5 guys wielding a crossbow. The 6th one fell down. You think he like just collapsed, like unconscious. You're not exactly sure unless you're familiar with the sleep spell from Krank.
And where are they bunched? Are they
kind of? They were trying to use trees for full cover. They don't have full cover, but they do have some.
Okay.
And so there's 6 guys hiding behind the trees. There's one guy, the one who threw the rock, that's a perfect sphere. He's standing kind of in the open, and he's got his sword like in his hand by his side, and he's like got his other hand out for the like almost like he's controlling the rock. And the guy that's on the wagon looks a lot like the guy who's controlling the rock and has that sword, and he's standing in the wagon. So total, there are 8 guys with one of them down.
So again, I'm going to sort of cast darkness onto the guy that is standing up as a bonus action, and then as my action, I'll point my finger over to the grouping. I'm going to try to pick the center of the grouping, where they are, and this like just bright streak of flame flies out of my finger and explodes into fireball. Finally.
What's
anyone
the radius
within
on
that range? So it's 150 feet is the range. 20 foot sort of globe. 20 foot
20 foot
radius.
Range. Okay.
I guess is what, yeah.
So you're gonna hit the big guy with the white sword. You're probably going to be able to hit, I'd say, 4 of the remaining 5 standing up. One of them being the guy who fell asleep. Okay, so
so
they make dex saves?
So they need to make dex saves.
Okay, so the big guy
15 is their magic number.
Okay, big guy does not make it.
Okay.
Guy sleeping automatically doesn't make it. So that'll be full damage for him too. So now I'm rolling for 3 more. So first guy, nat 1, fail. Second guy makes it on a nat 18. And the third one doesn't make it. So one guy made it, everybody else failed.
Okay, so let's see what kind of damage we got here. So anyone that didn't make the save takes 32 points of damage, of fire damage, obviously. Anyone who makes the save takes half, so 16 points of damage.
All right. So the one guy who seemed to like duck behind the tree and like the tree absorbed some of the fire, he made it. What was, you said 32?
32 full damage, yeah,
Okay.
16 if they made their save.
Okay. And then the guy with the sword takes it, and he's like, you can see he's blistered. His hair, his beard is singed, and he is like, he looks pissed. Like it's bad. But yes, everybody except for the guy with the sword and the one guy who kind of ducked behind the tree in time are dead. So you have right now, just so we know, there's 2 guys who were not in the blast, and then there's only 2 other guys who were in it, and then the guy standing there. So you have 5.
Well, and the guy standing is blinded right now.
Correct. He's got darkness.
Right. Yep. Correct.
Okay. And actually, I should make a note of that. So. And there's no saves on that, is there?
No.
Okay. All right. So he's basically swinging blind. All right, Saphira.
And the guy that's blinded, he's the guy who's in the cart with us, right?
Yes.
He's the guy who, I cast it in his eyes.
So you would have advantage to attack.
Yeah. So you could tell that Saphira was like, she had just started, almost like she was going to cast some big, powerful spell. But then maybe she smiles, laughs a little bit after the success of the fireball. And she actually kind of lets out a hissing noise, and these long fingernails start to sprout from her hands, and you can see her teeth get really large, and she'll actually lunge at the guy on the cart who is blinded.
Okay.
So does that give me advantage?
It sure does.
Fabulous.
He's like, you can see him, he's like swinging his long sword around because like he can't see, and he's trying to poke where Saul is, and Drew, like occasionally trying to swing at Drew can.
So that's a 23 to hit.
Yup.
And that is 15 points of acid damage.
Oh, ouch. Okay. All right. Well, it is his turn. So now that you're there, you have a 1 in 3 chance of him swinging at you. So let's roll. And he's got 2 attacks. So the first attack will actually be at Drukan, and his second attack will be at Saphira. Now, disadvantage. Drukan first. Low roll was a 14 on the die. That's a 20 then. So he does still hit.
Shield, he doesn't.
He misses. His next attack at Saphira at disadvantage will not hit. That is a 12, right? 8 armor class 12 misses.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just checking. I don't know.
I mean,
Just saying. All
seems
right.
pretty great. Just saying.
With that, oh shoot, I didn't do this. 1 sec. The crossbow guy will shoot at Drukan, and that's going to miss Drukan as well. All right, so then that leaves 2 other guys with crossbow bolts. One of them at Saul and one of them at Saphira. Saul, he misses. Saphira, I crit.
Ouch.
And that
Gonna be fine.
is a total of 11 points of damage to Saphira. And, all right, so now, the thing I was going to pull up real quick. So, Pike, as you're standing there, you see a bright light start to emit from this stone that now once again moves towards you. And it lights up in, I think, is it sunlight? daylight. So it's like the daylight spell. So what I need you to do, and anybody who has their eyes open, basically. So I would say Saphira, Saul, and Drukan, you probably don't see it because you're probably facing away from it. What is it? Oh, I gotta go into the actual spell for this. Damn it. I was hoping I wouldn't need to. 60-foot radius sphere of light spreads out from a point. Sphere is bright light and sheds dim light for another 6 feet. If you choose a point of object you are holding for one. If it overlaps an area of darkness. Oh, it doesn't even do anything. What? I thought it was able to do.
It just dispels the darkness spell.
No, yeah, but well, not really, does it?
It does.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
It's
it's one of the
third
few
level
spells.
Gotcha. Okay, so then yes. Then we're good. I thought it actually blinded people. Now
If
I'm
any
bummed.
of the spell's area overlaps with an area of light created by a spell of second level or lower, the spell that created the light is the spell. But if it's
Gotcha.
higher, then it, yeah, right.
All right, cool. So this light then does that, and this guy can now see again. I was hoping it would blind Pike, but it won't. All right. So with that, so he does that, and then the big guy also runs up, and because that was a bonus action, and he will attack. He stays on the ground though, and he will attack at Drukan at the side there, and he gets 2 attacks with this sword. One of them will miss. The other one is a 20. Where is it? A 25.
That just hits my armor class.
Oh my
See?
God.
Perfect. So something about this sword. So as he gets closer, you can see there's already blood on this sword. And when he hacks at you, you feel the blade sink in. But upon sinking in, you also feel this burst of cold that almost gives you shivers along with the slicing, shearing pain. You're going to take 7... How much regular damage? 12 points of slashing damage, and then you're going to take an additional 8 points of cold damage.
All right.
And I think that's everybody. So we're back over to Krank.
So there's the guy on the cart right now,
Yes.
and then there's the other guy with the white sword, and then there's a couple archers in the back shooting at us. Is that about right?
There's 3 guys with crossbows. One of them is really badly burned.
All right. I maintain concentration on Dragon's Breath.
Okay.
I guess I'll hit sleep again. I think that's fair.
Okay. Where are you casting it?
In the forest with the other archers and things of that nature.
Okay. You could probably hit 2 guys in the radius. The one that's been hurt and one that hasn't.
Sure. Well, it'll be up to the roll there, Juice. And that's a 43.
All right, so you drop both guys sleeping. So you guys all see 2 more of the crossbow guys just drop. How long does that last, by the way? It's like a minute or something, right?
Yeah, it's 1 minute exactly.
Okay. And there's no saves, obviously. So, okay.
That's all I'm gonna do for now.
Okay. Drukan.
All right. So where are the guys who are attacking me?
So the one that just cut you was like, he basically is on the ground just next to the wagon, and he cut up at you.
Is that the only guy within range of me?
No, there's one standing on the cart that is no longer blinded, and he can see clearly that he's surrounded by 3 of you.
I will turn to the guy that we were breathing fire on before and see if we can't finish him off with another fire breath.
Okay. He has to make a save. Dex save.
Yep, another dex save.
12. I think that's 15. Double check. Yes, that is... Oh, actually, I forgot to add his proficiency modifier. So that is a 17.
All right, so he takes half damage.
All right.
So that's an 11, so half of that is 5. So he takes 5 fire damage.
I go up. So I round up.
Okay, so then 6.
Yep. Perfect. All right. Is that everything?
I can't really do anything with my bonus action that won't destroy my concentration, so yeah.
Okay. All right, Pike. You can't hit the same guy with fire breath as last time, Pike, because Saphira has moved into that space. But if you wanted to move to the other side of the cart, you could hit the other guy who's holding the white sword, who's controlling the shiny floating rock of light.
So I'm going to... Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just run over and breathe on him.
Okay.
Run very loosely. Is the cart stopped? Is it still moving?
It's still moving, yes.
Okay. So,
And he will probably be out of range by the time his next turn is. I'm basically doing it at the top of the round.
okay. So he makes the dex save, right?
Oh, whoops. I forgot to roll the dex save. I'm sorry. No. 16, that fails, doesn't it, Trucan?
Yep.
Yeah, so he failed.
Okay. He'll take 13 fire damage.
All right. So he gets scorched. You guys see this flame go down off over the side of the cart. There's just fire everywhere through this battle. Like every couple seconds, there's just whoosh, whoosh. It's not subtle at all.
Feels like home. So
Yes.
yeah.
You see smoke in the air from like different things burning. It smells like burnt flesh and meat mixed with sulfur and hair and and yeah, these guys look really rough that you've been hitting with the fire, but they're still standing. And do you have a bonus action or anything, Pike? that you wanna do?
No.
Okay. Better call Saul. But as I say this, the wagon passes the guy that you just scorched. You are now 15 feet past him as he is standing there, putting the little flame out on his top. And Saul, you're up.
How bad does the guy look? Does he look like
The one next to you?
Yeah.
He looks pretty bad. And at this point, with the wagon moving forward, you can see out of the corner of your eye on the side of the trees, in the ditch, is a really nice, a couple of nice wagons that have been tipped over. One of which is not tipped over and down there. And you see bodies of what appear to be well-dressed merchants in blood all over the ground.
Okay, so we're not the first caravan that they've attacked. So, okay, who appears to be in worse shape? The guy standing off in the woods, or the guy standing next to me?
So there's two people that have fell unconscious in the woods. One of them looked really bad, like he was barely hanging on to life after your fireball. The other guy who is still standing out there, though, because there's three that didn't seem to die. One of them that is still standing, though, he looks fine, like he hasn't even been hit. As for the two guys by the wagon, if you quickly scan, they look about equally hurt. They're pretty bad, but not like they're just barely hanging on to life. Like they look like they're pretty hardy and still standing.
Yep.
Taking it.
The guy that's standing out in the woods just fine, is he within 30 feet of me?
At this point, no. He's probably about 40, 45 feet.
Okay, and then so the two guys standing outside of the wagon, are they within 30 feet of me?
Yes, both of them are. The one guy is standing on the cart, so he's right next to you.
Okay.
And then the other one, though, is about 15 feet behind the wagon now on the road.
All right, so I'm just gonna... So I'm gonna attack the guy that's still standing,
Next
on the wagon itself. Yep. Yeah, the guy who's standing next to me. So I turn to him. I kind of, and just for flavor's sake, I guess, I remove the crossbow from my shoulder, sort of
some blood
glaring
squirts
at him. Yeah, sneering at him as I do it, and then turn that towards him and cast Witch Bolt on him.
Nice. So is that a ranged attack? If it is, it would be at disadvantage.
It is a ranged attack, and if I already rolled 13 was my first roll,
Okay.
so I'm assuming that misses. I don't even
Correct.
need to roll again. So it does miss. It hurt a little bit more than Saul was expecting when he pulled the bolt out, and he was like, "Ow!" So yeah. It totally, he blew up in his face.
Beautiful. Saphira.
So this guy's still alive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's right
All
next to you.
right. So Saphira is going to do the exact same thing she did last time, and she is going to try and take a bite out of him.
Okay. Are you in an animal form right now, or are you just yourself with, like, claws and stuff?
Yeah, it's just myself with
Okay.
claws and
Okay.
very sharp teeth.
Gotcha.
17.
That will hit. Right on the money.
Perfect. 12.
Nice. So he's still standing, but you take where do you bite him?
I feel like
you're
Saphira
short.
was trying. Yeah, she was trying to jump up and go for the neck.
Okay.
But if she didn't kill him, she might have sort of missed that a little bit, taken a chunk out of his shoulder type of thing.
Okay. Yeah, you bite into his shoulder, like right here, and you rip like what the muscle that kind of attaches there, and you actually see a ligament as well as she rips it out, and it's kind of hanging from her mouth, and just blood drips. And it is now their turn, and that guy reacts right away and goes for 2 attacks on Saphira. I crit again. The second one misses, though. Long sword. 17 points of damage from the crit.
Jeez.
The other guy runs up, jumps on the back of the wagon, and he's going to swing at Pike twice. That is a 15 and a 17.
17 hits.
Okay, so one of them hit. And that is 13 points because I rolled max damage. Oh, actually. Oh, yeah, that would be it. So you feel this slashing damage into you from this, like, frozen sword. And while it feels cold, it doesn't seem to add any extra damage or anything. It just feels like a really cold to the touch blade. And, yeah, it strikes you in your arm. From the woods, the one guy shoots his crossbow bolt. Now that he's behind the wagon, he shoots it at Pike, and that's going to miss. And that was their turn. And it is now Krank.
So the guys that are clustered together in the forest, what are those trees like?
It's like there's a lot, like a ton of trees. The trees are close together. So they're kind of like those trees that are really skinny and they kind of go up, but there's a lot of them within a couple feet of each other.
Gotcha. Okay, so here's
That's why
what
they
I'm
don't
thinking.
provide full cover, but they can obscure your vision if you're far back enough.
So I'm gonna cast sleep as my action
Okay.
again,
So there's only one that's not asleep.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast Quicken Spell, use Mold Earth,
Okay.
and try to use Mold Earth to cause the trees to fall on some of the sleeping guys. That's a 19 for sleep, though. That was the worst roll I think I could ask for. It's like
Well, how much? 19?
19, yeah.
So he falls asleep. So you start like molding the earth to make the trees fall on him. You're gonna have to roll really high for this, I would say. So
Okay.
I'm gonna set a DC. Whatever your spell casting like ranged attack modifier is, roll to hit and beat my DC that I have in my head.
All right. Oh, that's a pretty good roll, Juice. Not even gonna lie. That'll be a 25.
That's exactly what I had in my mind. So you are able to knock some trees down, striking one guy. So we'll say we'll say 3d6 damage from this tree, as one of the branches might impale him.
Sure. Oh man, my rolls today are just hot garbage. That'll be 4 damage.
All right. So he gets hit by this tree, does not get impaled. And you see he like kind of shakes and starts moving this tree off of him because it kind of just fell on his ankle only. But he is now awake.
That'll be fine.
And it is now Drew Can's turn.
So
You just saw this huge tree that's standing like 40 feet high kind of fall and get knocked between some other trees and fall on this guy on top of his leg. And he now seems to be like getting up.
there's 2 guys in the carriage.
Yes, one on the back and one on the front.
All right. I will Dragon's Breath the one on the front, so he has to make a dex save.
Okay. That is a 19.
All right, so he takes half damage.
Okay.
So that's a 12, so that's another 6.
Okay.
And then I will Quicken Chaos Bolt at the guy on the back of the carriage.
Okay. Is that a save or is that a...
It's an attack roll. Hold on one sec. Let's see. Okay.
beat a 17?
That is a 25.
That'll hit.
That's 12 points of, let's see, poison damage.
All right. So you
One number
blast.
off from having a pair.
What does that look like when you blast the guy standing on the back of the carriage?
So with his free hand, the one that's not holding onto the reins, he kind of twists his body and just kind of creates a ball of chaotic energy. And as it flies through the air, it starts to turn a sickly green as it crashes into him and turns into like a puff of poisonous gas.
Oh, nice. Okay. Pike. You still have fire breath, by the way.
Okay. And I got this one guy right next to me.
Yep.
How does he look?
He looks pretty bad. He's he just got hit with this poisonous gas. Like it blasted him in the chest, and then it became like a puff of like green smoke. Also, the shiny rock is now back in his hand, in one hand, and he's got that sword in the other hand.
Give me that rock, and I breathe fire breath on him.
Okay. I got a 17. Does that make the save, Drew Can?
Yep. So he takes half damage.
Half damage, 5 total.
All right. So he's still standing, but he is just covered in blisters, like bloody, pussy blisters from being scorched a few times. He looks really bad.
My movement is attempt to reach for the rock, but I know I can't do that.
You can actually interact with an object if you want.
Okay, so I try to grab it from him.
Okay. And then as you reach to grab for the rock, Everybody on the wagon has to make a dex save to not fall out of the wagon, because the horses just hit a bump. And both my guys made it.
And this was like
beat a DC 20.
And this is a balance check, right?
Yeah, you could do acrobatics or you can do a dex save.
Well, I'm saying, I'm at disadvantage because of my foot. So.
Oh, that's right. Pike might go falling out the back.
I just need two. I gotta roll 2 20s.
I feel bad for anyone who's behind me because I got a 3.
Yeah, I got an 8, so we're all going flying.
I got a 10. Yeah.
4.
Oh my gosh, what'd Saphira get?
I want to talk about it.
Hey, what did
Does
Egbert
everybody
get?
fall out of the
Egbert
wagon?
does Egbert get
Shut up!
No, Egbert's down in the wagon. Like, he's secure. He's not even rolling because of how you guys position things. You were very clear how you guys wanted it, like, so he couldn't roll around last session.
So now I'm just imagining Drukan falls and then knocks into everyone but the enemies and just takes them all out of the park.
Yes. So Pike, with his 1 foot, he's struggling back there, and Drukan goes flying back and just takes out Pike. So I'm going to roll a d6 damage for each of you. Start with Krank. Krank takes 1 point. Drukan takes 4 points. Saphira takes 6 points. Pike takes 1 point. And Saul takes 4 points of falling damage, bludgeoning, as you hit the road behind the wagon. And it is Saul's turn. You are prone on the dirt. 2 guys are in the wagon that is currently 15 feet ahead of you. 1 guy is off in the trees, laying prone. He's pushing the tree off of him.
So, I will stand.
Okay.
So half my movement, but so I'll stand, and then I will cast. Man, I don't want to do fireball again. I will cast.
You sure you can light up the whole wagon?
I will. Yeah, right. I'll cast
you don't
fireball.
Wait, hold on. You don't want to cook Egbert though.
Oh shoot! Yeah. Okay. No. All right. I won't. I will cast. I'll cast Witch Bolt at whichever of the 2 looks to be in better shape.
Better shape. Okay, that's the one towards the front. So he's probably about 25 feet away from you.
Okay. Yeah, 30 feet is my range. So okay, I will. I'll cast Witch Bolt. I'll tell you in a second what my. Oh wait, is this at disadvantage?
No.
Okay. That is 24 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. And he takes 7 points. Hold on 1 second. 7. Jesus, man, that's an awful roll. He takes it because I cast that second level. He takes 7 points of lightning damage, but the beam, so this like sort of beam of lightning comes out of my fingertips, and it sustained, like it strikes him. He takes 7 points of damage, but kind of like, Palpatine style, I'm holding the beam. Power, unlimited power. So yeah, that's kind of what's happening right now.
So you blast him. As you're blasting him, you see his body just go tense, and he kind of starts to drop to a knee as you're holding that on him.
Okay.
Saphira, what would you like to do? You are prone. You are 15 feet behind the wagon.
And the horses are still running, right?
Yeah, and the guy that was blasted with lightning looked like he was going to reach down for the reins when he got blasted and didn't get to grab him.
Okay. So Saphira is going to use her telepathy, and she's going to try and tell the horses to slow down. Everything's okay. Stop the wagon.
Slow down or stop? Which one is it?
Slow down gently. I don't know. Yeah, okay. Just stop. I'll tell him to stop.
Okay.
That's probably what she would do.
All right. Give me a persuasion check.
Oh,
Beat a 15.
it's a little sketch. That's a 10.
Okay. They hear you, and you can see them kind of like turn their head quick, but they seem to still be moving. You can't tell if they're going to slow down or not yet.
Okay, and there's still one guy on the cart, correct?
2 guys on the cart.
There's 2 guys on the cart.
One on the front who's being electrocuted by Saw, one on the back. They both look really rough.
Okay.
Which might be part of the reason why the horses don't actually want to slow down. There's crackling blue lightning. Like
Fireballs, fire breaths. Fire this, fire that.
Then
Poison.
Saphira is going to go bolting after the wagon, and as she does so, she is going to turn into a bear, and she is going to jump on the back of the wagon and launch herself at these guys.
Okay. So the message thing you did with the animals, is that a bonus action?
I mean, that's just like communication, like talking.
Okay.
So I could do it.
Just checking. You can always
regardless.
Okay.
Yes.
So then the changing to the bear is a bonus action, correct?
Yep.
Okay. And then getting up was half of your speed. The wagon's 15 feet away. Are you able to move?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then you can attack as the bear. You get up. There's the one guy standing on the back with the white sword and the shiny rock that Pike wanted.
Okay. I'm going to attack whichever one looks worse for the wearer, I guess.
Yeah, you probably can't get to the guy in the front just because of limited movement, but you can get to the guy on the back.
Okay. All right. So I got a crit.
Ooh.
And I got a 21.
Wow.
So the crit.
You killed this guy. Just tell me what it looks like.
So Saphira goes running and jumps, turns into a bear as she lands on the back of the wagon. I imagine she grabs this guy almost with her front paws, slams him down onto the wagon, and then rips his head off with her teeth.
So this little 2.5 foot tall or 3 foot tall halfling is running, jumps, looks like she's got no shot to make it to the back of the wagon, and then forms into this like 9 foot bear who's like now on like towering over him and coming down on him, and does this. As you pounce on him, his sword hits the side of, like in his arm, hit the side of the wagon. He drops the sword out and it falls in the road. And the shiny rock stays glowing and bounces off the top of like the rail. And you hear ping. And it sounds like glass and hitting wood. And it then smacks off the ground and starts bouncing and rolling. And
I swear I thought you were going to say the sword falls out of his hand and drops onto Egbert and cracks him open. I swear.
Yep, that's what I thought was about to happen too. I was worried.
No. And he is now dead. And so there's just the guy being electrocuted, and then there's a guy with the crossbow in the woods. So the guy who's being electrocuted is now going to move to the bear, and he's going to attack the bear. And I'm good at crit.
Poke the bear, if you will.
I missed with my second attack, but I did roll another crit.
It doesn't matter. My AC's not great anyway, so you probably would have hit regardless.
Oh, really? So a 12 would have hit?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So then I guess I hit with 5, 6, 7, 8. So 13 points of slashing damage from the crit. And then the next one is only 7. The guy with the crossbow bolt, he sees his leader get his head ripped off by the bear, sees the other guy attack the bear, and he is going to shoot the bear. And that is going... I rolled a 7. What is their bonus with that again? I keep forgetting. That's a miss. That's a 10. So he shoots at the bear, misses. It hits the side of the wagon again. And when he sees that he misses, you see him just start running away into the woods. And with that, it is now Krank's turn. And by the way, the wagon does not seem to be slowing down.
Okay.
And it's Krank's turn.
Yeah. How far away is the wagon from us now?
About 20 feet away from you.
And we are prone, I imagine, so I'll have to stand up.
So half movement to stand if you want to stand. You can't see the guy in the woods because of all the trees. He kind of disappeared, but you did see him run into the woods.
And how does Saphira look?
She looks like a bear.
Like,
and
how's
that
the
bear is bleeding profusely all over the place.
Okay.
Like if that bear could have sighed a sigh of relief as the other guy went running away, you know,
she
definitely would
say
have.
that she's barely alive. Oh, but that
You would almost think you're a dad, Bill.
So Krank's gonna do what he's been basically doing this whole time and cast sleep, try and encapsulate that whole wagon, including the horses. And that's 32 hit points.
Of damage?
Yeah, so 32 hit points for the sleep spell.
For the guy
I'm gonna
inside
try-
the wagon. Okay. Well, he passes out. When he passes out, he also drops his sword and it falls outside of the wagon.
And do the horses pass out as well?
How many? I don't even know how many hit points horses have. Damn it! Probably
A lot.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think they have that.
Say at
many.
least 20
Well,
each.
what
It
kind
would
of
depend
horse
on
are
the
they?
type of horse.
Just a draft
Yeah, right.
horse, like a lowly little.
Just a draft
Well,
horse.
not
I
a
think a draft
just a-
horse is pretty
sorry,
massive. So
Not
yeah.
a Clydesdale.
Yeah, 19.
Just a normal horse. Okay, so
They have 19 hit points.
And what was your total again? For the sleep spell?
32.
Then yes, one of them falls asleep. So there are two horses pulling this side by side. One of them just falls. Like you see it like start to pull to the left.
Yeah, so now it's just
And
kind of
now
like
it's
turning around and coming the other way. Yeah, right.
So the
right.
bear needs to make a dex save as you start to go off into the ditch to the left, following the wagons that are totaled.
Hold on here. Let me think this through. I'll use Quicken Spell, Sapping Sting, and aim for the horse. So it needs to make a con save.
The other horse, that's fine.
Yeah.
What do I have to beat on this
It
dex
didn't make it. I
save?
rolled an 8.
Okay, so that other horse gets knocked prone and takes 4 damage.
The
hurt
sleepy
the
horse
horse.
and
All right, so the wagon's still like going off the road. So the first horse is like falling asleep and it goes and falls sideways. You're now like sideways still, Paula, because of the thing. The other one gets hit and just face plants, just go. And as this happens, the wagon starts to turn. What was your roll, Paula?
It was a 13.
All right, so you don't make it. You go tumbling out in bear form, and the wagon rolls on top of you. It doesn't smash into the other wagons, so you don't have to worry about that. But as the wagon...
The wagon rolled?
Yeah, it hit the ditch.
If you hurt Egbert, dude.
The bear takes 5 points of damage.
All right, so you see the bear come flying out of the wagon, smacks into the ground, and you see instead Saphira laying in front of you. It's almost instantaneous. Like as the bear hit the ground, Saphira appeared.
Limp
Now,
and lifeless.
let's see how Egbert's
I mean, she's alive, but like she's looking pretty sketchy.
I tell you what, Paula. I'm going to let you do a straight roll, no modifiers, for Egbert. Roll higher than a 10.
Wow.
It's like a death save.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
It's a one and done. If you roll a 9 or lower, Egbert
Am I
is
allowed?
smashed.
I just need to know ahead of time if I
Do you
can
have
use
inspiration?
inspiration for this,
Sure.
if I need to.
Sure. You can waste your
Hey,
inspiration.
I rolled a 20. I rolled
Perfect.
a 20
So
on
this is
that.
what happens. So the wagon starts to roll on its side. As it's rolling, you see Egbert start rolling out and down the hill. He falls out of the blankets and everything and rolls down the hill. The wagon then falls just right over Saphira. You don't know if it hits her or not. It's good chance it's just over her. The egg rolled just out of the way down the hill and stops peacefully.
What about sleeping guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's dead now
Yeah.
because he had 1 hit point from Bill's attack left. So he gets hit by the wagon and it splits his head open. He's clearly dead.
I'll take it.
And with that, I think.
So who's hungry for an omelet? The egg was saved. Like, thankfully. I'll get out the frying pan. Somebody start a fire.
All right. So, what would you guys like to do, Saphira? How are you looking over there?
Saphira is looking straight at Egbert. She kind of sighs a sigh of relief that Egbert is okay, and then she just decides she's just gonna lay on the ground for a second, right? Because nobody else is there attacking us, correct?
Correct. Yeah, it seems like the one guy had vanished, ran away.
She just lays there on the ground for a minute before finally slowly getting up to her feet. She feels pretty rough.
But right now, pretty close to you, Saphira, is a bunch of bodies of what is apparently well-dressed merchants. And you can kind of tell they're merchants, again, because of how they're dressed. Their wagons are a little bit nicer. Their wagons are just destroyed, though. You see a ton of crossbow bolts in them. Only one of the wagons is still on all 4 wheels. And in fact, you see what looks like some kind of tool, like a metal tool that could have been used to break some of the wheels on the wagons across the road. That's covered with foliage and stuff. And you can see broken wheels on all the wagons except for the one. Among the bodies, and you can all see this as well, among the bodies, it seems like one of them is actually moving and sees you guys, but is laying prone. There's a lot of blood near this one merchant.
Drukan will run up and cast Lay on Hands for 5 points to try and keep this guy alive.
Okay. Yeah, when you walk up to him, you don't see any cuts on him at all. You do see a really nice necklace on him. So it's like a silver necklace that has this heart on it, like an amulet. And as you go to touch him, he says, "No, I'm okay. I'm okay. This saved my life."
Oh, okay. I'm Drukan Lord Hall. We were part of a caravan heading towards the river that goes by Elturel.
The Krank River?
Yeah. Were you part of a caravan as well? How long ago did these guys attack you?
Not long ago. Shortly before you fought them. I'm really glad to see you guys survived. I was worried that they were going to kill me. Pardon me. My name is Stan Picklesby. There were obviously 6 of us traveling in our three wagons. We didn't have any mercenaries. This is relatively safe roads, but we're just heading to Baldur's Gate to sell our wares.
You said there were 6 of you?
Yeah, and you see the 5 other bodies just dead.
I'm sorry, Stan, but it looks like the other one's already dead.
Yeah, I am not surprised. It was quick. We didn't see it coming. I'm pretty fortunate to be in the back. The first wagon I heard a loud crashing sound, and I saw it go off into this ditch. And then the second wagon, I heard another crashing sound. And then my wagon, I tried to steer it, but the second wagon didn't make it all the way off, and they like came down on my wagon and started attacking everyone.
What were you guys shipping?
Well, I have magical wares that I'm taking to the Sorcerer's Sundries in Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
The other guy's a spice salesman. You go look, you'll probably see some salt and all sorts of other types of things in there.
Paprika.
And the other guy, he had just your typical like equipment. Things that he would sell might be like horseshoes, and it varied. Whatever he could get his hands on for a deal, and he'd flip it.
All right.
I thought we'd be
Crank.
safe traveling in threes, but apparently not.
Frank's ears will perk up at the notion of magical equipment, and look towards Mr. Picklesby. Was it? Sorry.
Yes, Stan Picklesby.
And Crank will ask, "Sir, were these people important and loved by you?"
Those ones? I mean, no.
No.
They were just business associates, basically. I mean,
I want to walk over and kick Crank in the shins if he's thinking about what he's thinking about.
Don't just leave him alone. Just leave him alone,
You're
Crank.
not taking their faces.
Just leave him alone.
Wasn't even going there. Well, very well, Mr. Picklesby. I will see to their burial in any case. I trust you to be a good man, and although they might have been temporary associates to you, I'd like you to know that
It
I'll
would be
treat
nice
them
if
well.
we could get them to a temple in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, I think that'll be better instead of leaving them on the roadside for some wayward necromancer to just pick up their bodies and make some zombie minions.
As terrible as that would be, very well. I'll cast Tensor's floating disc as a ritual and start loading bodies onto it.
Okay.
I'll ask Pike to help me flip the cart back up.
Looking
As
around,
Crank
you
is
can
loading
see
bodies onto Tensor's floating disc. Sal is actually checking out the clothing that these merchants are wearing. You said it was really nice clothing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, is it on? I mean,
it's silk.
we said their bodies will make it to Baldur's Gate. We didn't necessarily say that they're
Yeah,
clothed bodies. All right, so I'm looking for anything
There's
that's
holes
red.
in all the clothes they're wearing of where they were attacked. However, you would probably assume they have changes of clothes in their wagons.
Okay, then I'm definitely sort of searching through
Yeah.
the wagon, looking for any sort of
So
finery.
the first wagon you come up to, it has what looks like a lot of like fine silk clothes and stuff that are in a backpack. Clearly, this belonged to one of the merchants.
I'm just grabbing grab the backpack and sling it out over my shoulder. Like,
Perfect.
yeah, for sure.
And then you also see strewn about in this wagon that's tipped. You can see what looks like 2 shovels, a flute, bagpipes, what looks like leatherworking tools, a vial that has a like a yellowish, like a pale yellow fluid in it, what looks like 3 healer's kits. And you also see some more silk clothes that look a little small, though. They're really nice like the other ones, but they are really small. They would probably fit Saphira.
I could be fancy too.
Okay, I grabbed. I don't care about the shovels or really kind of the tools. The leatherworking tool, the healer's kits, the small clothing, and obviously the vial, any vial of liquid. I'm grabbing all of that, and trying to not as casually as I can, right?
So
because
you
I
left
don't,
the 2 shovels and the musical instruments.
Yes, I don't care. I don't want them in musical instruments.
Okay. There is 2 other wagons. The one that apparently had like the different spices, all the spices spilled out across the ground in just a big pile. They were in open barrels, and the barrels cracked upon being wrecking and everything. But if you wanted to take like any kind of spices or whatever, you can. Anything you can think of. pretty much.
I don't necessarily want any spices, but I sort of yell over to Krank. Krank, you I don't know. Do you want any? Do you want
any cayenne pepper?
Right, exactly. Basil, buddy. Like
salt,
what?
basil, oregano.
No, Krank will pass this time.
Okay.
Yeah, Drukan's going to get Pike to help him flip their carriage up and then try to get the horses back on there.
So looking around, there are no horses. The reins to the horses were cut.
Does anyone know mending?
Ooh. No. You know what though? I could try and like sew it back together. I don't know that would be like really durable
stuff.
But
Saphira, you notice, so the one horse wasn't dead that Krank hit. It is very distressed right now, freaking out. But it has one horse that is now awake, but like kind of groggy, being pulled. And your guys' wagon is like kind of stuck in between one of the flipped wagons and the hill, and the one horse is trying to pull away. And you notice this out of the corner of your eye, Saphira.
okay, well, I'm gonna, I look Egbert's way and it looks like he's okay. So I'm gonna go try and calm the horses down.
Okay.
And get them to stop freaking out.
Okay. Do you have like anything that you think would work for something like that? Or are you just gonna try and talk to them?
I mean, I can talk to them. I do have animal handling.
Okay, yeah,
something like
you could try that. Yeah.
Horse whisper, horse whisper, horse whisper.
I mean, if we really have to, I suppose I could turn into a horse and I could pull the wagon. I'd rather not do that though. I got a 13.
Okay. So you're able to like calm the horse down, and in the process you probably tell the horse that the threat is taken care of. There's nothing to worry about. As this is going on, you guys, Krank, you notice this. Nobody else does. The other two guys that you had cast sleep on are no longer there. They must have kind of woke up and ran away as well. In the process of looking around the scene over here and admiring the bodies and the faces you could take off, they must have gotten away. Meanwhile, what is Pike doing?
Examining the shiny rock, and then Drukan comes over and I'm helping him move the cart.
Okay. Yeah, so the rock has a very subtle glow to it right now. It's a perfect orb. And it is like a blue, almost like it has a whirling energy inside of it, and like a blue and white swirling energy to it. And in D&D Beyond, you guys can look that up if you feel like it, if you need to know what it does.
Hey, Juice, just minor point of clarification. Was that one vial of yellowish liquid or two vials of yellowish liquid?
Yes. Give me an intelligence roll, Saul.
Okay.
Just beat a 10.
14.
Okay. This is a vial of acid.
Okay. But it is one. It's
yes, just
one vial?
You actually see other glass tubes that have broken.
Yep.
This is the only one that survived it.
Okay.
In fact, there's a lot of broken glass in the wagon and on the ground. And, I should also mention, you see what looks like a chest that's in the wagon, but it appears to be empty.
Okay.
Appears to be.
Well, no, I guess what Sal is thinking, so Sal sort of hears Krank say that, that it appears to be empty. He's like, no, I'm thinking more that the guys that just tried to rob us got that. So we should probably go after the two guys that were sleeping and snuck off.
Krank will
Well,
nod.
I don't know, to be honest. I think we should try and get his Stan here back on the road with us and just get out of here. I don't think it's going to be like worth our time to hunt down just two other guys.
Yeah, valid.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Picklesby is really injured.
No, valid. I think I was just more making the point that if we wanted what was in the chest, I don't think there's a hidden compartment within the chest. I think it is empty, that those guys probably got it, I guess is what I was getting.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, shit. All right. So there is a hidden compartment.
Certainly.
Perception check. That's an 11.
Okay. So looking at it, it is lined.
I'm a little distracted by my silk.
Yeah. So this chest is lined with like some cushioning. And it looks like that's where the vials were kept. But when it wrecked, it opened and spilled the vials out, breaking most of them. This one is the one that made it.
Got it.
Yeah.
So to be clear, I'm assuming that this is kind of like just like a graveyard for abandoned caravans and bodies, basically.
That's what it kind of looks like. You can see other tracks of wagons that are not here. They look fresh, though, even the other tracks.
So once the cart is turned back over and the horses are pretty well settled down, I'm going to try and go get Egbert and get him tucked back into the cart again.
Okay. And as Saphira goes to walk over to get Egbert, Sal sort of looks up at her and says, "You look rough, kid." And he throws her the backpack with the small silken clothing and says, "Go clean yourself up." It's not like we're friends or anything. I mean, like, I just can't stand to look at you like that anymore.
Oh my gosh. It's not really that bad, so it's not that bad. But I might wear these anyway. Just because.
Buchanan's gonna go grab that sword from earlier.
Yeah. When you pick it up, so it has what looks like a dragon head on it at the handle. And it's all white. The blade looks like it's silver. It's covered in blood, fresh blood. And but yeah, it feels cold to the touch.
I'll look to Saul. Do you know how to identify stuff?
I don't have identify, unfortunately. No, I don't.
It's a sword.
My magic comes, my magic comes from my soul. I don't study the arcane.
I love it.
I'll look to Krank and ask him, can you identify stuff?
Yeah. Crank's just gonna shake his head and keep loading up bodies.
All right. I guess I'll pray to it the next time we're on the road to trying to figure out what it is.
I think that Pike has the best idea. You should probably just go swing it, you know?
Yeah.
How about this, Drukan? Give me a history check. Or Arcana, whichever one you prefer.
I got a +0 on that either way, so it doesn't matter.
Ah, okay.
Scholarly gentleman.
I got a 13.
13. So, you know that you've heard about a sword like this before. This is the long sword of the White Dragon. This is an artifact that had fallen into the hands of dragon cultists before. And, yeah. But that was probably 10 years ago.
All right. Interesting. He'll have to pray to his god to try and figure out more about it at some point.
And give me a perception check, Drukan.
Okay. I got an 8, but my passive is 11.
Okay, so you, in your passive perception, you do see coins from the bigger guys kind of littered the road. You don't see the coin pouches anywhere, but you can see that clearly some coinage had fallen out of their coin pouches.
You'll walk around and go and pick up each coin individually and try to count it out.
Yeah, you're able to find about 100 gold just littered across the road.
Nice. I will give 20 gold to the other members of the group.
Okay. Who has the highest? What are your passive perceptions?
12.
11.
16.
8.
So, Saphira, you see a very large coin. You see 2 coin pouches, one on each of the larger guys standing further back. You had probably noticed it earlier when you were in bear form attacking them. And they're pretty full. They're like big coin purses.
Hey guys, did anybody get those coin pouches off those other guys?
Nope, didn't think they had any.
Yeah, we should go grab those. Maybe we should just check everything that they had. Make sure there wasn't anything there. I'll head over there and I'll grab those coin pouches, but then I'll also check the rest of their stuff.
So each coin pouch had 250 gold. Are you checking all the guys in the woods too?
Yeah.
So the dead bodies in the woods, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 dead bodies in the woods, it looks like. When you get over into there, you actually see a small cart that's sitting there, and it's got a chest of gold in it.
Ooh, I'll grab that chest and drag it back to our...
It is very heavy. What is your strength?
12.
Yeah, you are unable to lift it. You also notice that in this cart, there are a ton of like crossbow bolts, additional crossbows. There's a few long swords. There's a couple shields. There's rations and food. There's a cage with a chicken in it.
Hey, there's a chicken?
A real chicken. It's not gray.
I wonder if there's any chicken eggs in there.
Hey,
Probably what they would have for breakfast is chicken eggs.
hey, Pike, come help me move this chest.
Okay, I'm looking. Pike is looking around. Wasn't there a second sword that fell?
Yeah.
The first guy that got, yeah. So he's looking around for that other sword to show Drukan that it's a sword because he had a hard time identifying it. So I figure I'd find this other one and show him.
Okay.
And then if I can find that, if not, once I hear Saphira, I'll head over there.
Okay. Yeah, you find the sword. Now, this other sword looks pretty mundane. There's nothing really fancy about it. So you pick it up. The blade, though, is very sharp. It looks nice. And you actually... it feels pretty good in your hands. I mean, you like the sword,
Does it like me?
Sure. I mean, you don't know. It doesn't tell you, hey, I like you.
Okay. Well,
It feels pretty good, though.
all right.
And yeah, you take it over to
I identified it. I know what it is. So I'm going to go and find Saphira.
All right. Yeah, you come over as she's looking at the cart. It is a 2-wheeled cart that has like handles that you could like push it or pull it.
Okay. Where are we going?
We got to take it over to the other cart. Right?
Yeah,
I
we're
mean, I
going to load
can't
up as
pick
much
this-
as we can into the main cart.
Yeah, and I can't pick this chest up by myself.
Is that a chicken?
Yeah. Do you want it?
Is that your chicken?
Well,
It is
no,
now.
but I do sort of feel attached to it a little bit, but it's okay if you wanted it too.
No.
We could share it.
Pike and Saphira's mystical zoo of wonder.
Well, I guess since you already have one, will it fight with yours?
No. Plus, that one's like a secret chicken.
Well, I will take the unsecret chicken and make sure it's in the cart and start pushing it over to where the rest of the stuff is.
That one just looks like lunch to me. I'm like, like.
You guys see Pike come out with a chest that is clearly locked, and you see all sorts of gear in this little cart. It's probably a 5-foot long cart by about 3 feet.
I'll cast Firebolt right now. It's a cantrip. Doesn't matter. That's lunch. Like, I mean...
Yeah, but Saul, if you kill it, then we're not going to have eggs for breakfast every morning.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
What's in this cart? Is it just assorted weapons or
weapons, food, a chest, the chicken?
Okay. Is there any exotic type weapons in here? Or are they just all like generic?
Pretty generic. Nothing really stands out.
I can identify these weapons if you need help, though.
Yep, those are weapons identified.
So everybody does get 100 gold from those two those coin purses, though. Before I forget about it.
So how much total was that? You had 250 in each of those. He had 100, so that's 600 total. Right? Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we'll load up all the stuff from all the carts that we can into our cart.
Okay.
Hope that we don't like exhaust the horses trying to pull all of it.
Okay.
Plus, whatever this was in the guy's cart that he wants to take to Baldur's Gate. He said something about selling magical stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, when you look into his wagon, you see a bunch of really nice chests. All of those are locked as well.
Hey, Krank.
Mm-hmm. I'll
you see
follow,
5 chests that are locked in his wagon.
I'll
It's a lot of nice.
Saul there.
It's a lot of nice chests in that wagon, Krank. Just saying.
And with that, we're gonna take a 5-minute break. We'll be right back. All right, we are live again. So you guys have gotten the wagons, the 2 wagons now, back up on the road. You've emptied the cart into your own. Stan Picklesby offers, he tells you guys, he'll let you choose one of these chests if you can help him get to Baldur's Gate safely.
Do we get to see what's inside the chest before we choose which one?
Oh, I think it would be more fun to guess. Or you could just buy my wares.
How much?
Oh, it might.
It depends on the chest.
Well, what's the most expensive chest there, Stan?
Mr. Picklesby.
Mr.
5,000 gold.
5,000 gold. Listen, Mr. Picklesby, I don't want to be that guy or anything, but are you
Get
an
what you pay
influential?
for.
Are you an? Can I get this in writing, just so we don't end up, getting chased out of Baldur's Gate there?
Why would you? I'm going to sell it to Sorceress Sundries. It is a legal business that pays taxes to Baldur's Gate.
The paperwork would put me at peace of mind, sir.
What paperwork? Hell, if you want, you can wait till I sell it to Sorceress Sundries and then pay more for it.
All I'm asking for is a receipt.
I'm sure we could do that.
Is it tax deductible? That's really what he wants to know. Are you
No,
a registered
I just want the
501c?
receipt.
Can I write that off?
I am a legit merchant.
Well, then a receipt should not be an issue.
It's not hard.
assume.
Definitely not. We could definitely work that out.
I have 120 of these gold pieces. What will it buy me?
120? Oh,
That's
well,
what I
this
was
chest
told.
over here, you could actually buy all of the wares inside of this chest.
What's the chances I could identify it all?
Oh, you'll be able to identify it. You are an amazing identifier of things. I have seen you identify 2 swords.
Yes, I did.
And some crossbow bolts.
Hmm.
He starts playing with his half-elf ears.
Okay,
Waiting
I'll.
for you to decide.
I'm assuming the 5,000 gold chest is the one we're all likely to go for. Is that accurate?
Do you have 5,000 gold?
Well, he offered us
Well,
one
he
of them.
said
did
one
he
of
not?
them would be free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we want
So
that
He's not
one.
going to tell you which one's worth 5,000 though. He's like letting you choose randomly.
Yeah, but he said it depends on the chest, right? So which one of the chests is was a 5,000 gold chest?
He's not
Like we
gonna
know
just
it's
tell
not the one. We know
This
it's
is a
not the one-
gambling game.
So how many chests?
So
were there? There
you're
were-
a gambling
there were
man,
5?
Picklesby. How would you like to make a wager, Picklesby? Didn't realize you were a gambling man. I myself am also a gambling man at heart. How'd you like to make a wager?
No. This is the game I play. I play games I know I can win. That is it.
Well, that
Hmm.
what's the fun in that, Picklesby?
Oh, it's plenty fun for me. Why would I play a game I know I'll lose? Or have a chance
No,
of losing?
It's a wager. You have a chance to lose. You have a chance to win.
Look, I'm offering you guys something free for just helping me get there. That alone is a nice deal, right? It's worth more than what I would pay a mercenary company of your size.
True.
Listen,
I
Pickleby,
was
I can't.
in the pool. Like, don't talk about this. Never mind. Seinfeld reference.
Point of note, though, has it been an hour that we've been, like looking for things in these caravans, flipping ours back up, getting horses
Yeah.
situated?
You guys just haven't opened the one chest, I think.
So I could theoretically hit the short rest button.
Yes, it's been a short rest.
Okay.
All right, Picklesby. Does Picklesby look to be an intelligent man?
Solid
Yes.
Crank.
I
Solid
want
Crank.
to.
Would either one of you be able to open that chest?
I'll turn to Drukan and I'll whisper in his ear. I'll be quite frank with you, Drukan. I can open all of those chests, but you're not going to like how I do it.
He just like gives you a look like he might not be on the team for long. So he'll leave you tied to a tree.
Well, at least he was honest and said you weren't gonna like it. Like he warned you.
Listen, you play silly games, you get silly prizes.
I'm not talking about the guy's magic chest. I'm talking about the bandit chest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were talking about. I thought you had come
No,
around to our
he
way
is
of
the good
thinking,
boy. He is
Jacan.
not robbing this guy.
Picklesby's looking at you guys and he's like, "Wait, you guys thought he was talking about my chest? You guys are gonna just steal my chest?"
No, we were talking about. Didn't you hear what he just said? We're talking
Yeah,
about
I
the
thought he
bandit
was.
chest.
I knew
Pickles,
he was
relax.
talking about that chest over there, and he points at the one you loaded.
That's what we're all talking about.
Listen here, Picklesby. Usually, when two men are having a private conversation, eavesdropping's looked down on.
Well, when you're standing 3 feet in front of me and we're talking about working out a deal, I can hear what you're saying. I can. What's your name? Krank? I've been hearing him call you Krank. Metal Mouth sounds a lot better.
I'll look at Drew Can. I'll be like, "Listen here, buddy. You give me the word."
You're the one that decided to, talk out loud about your evil potential deeds and misinterpreted my good deeds for your evil ones.
Listen, Drew Can. Is theft a good thing or a bad thing?
Is what?
Is theft a good thing or a bad thing?
Depends on the circumstances.
Well,
We are
that
not
sure
desperate for
is
food.
convenient.
We are not
The point
desperate
is-
for food, and we don't know that there is food in those chests.
We're just talking about the bandit chest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, did
So
you
if
try and
anybody
get the
wants
keys
to-
off the big guy? I bet you he has them.
Well, I looked through his pockets and didn't find any keys.
So I'm just, Crank's gonna go for a walk and stand about 60 feet away from Mr. Picklesby and just watch how this plays out. He's just gonna hold.
Okay.
He's just gonna hold an action. That's all
Alright.
he's gonna do. Just
Alright.
hold an action.
I don't have any horses to help me get to Baldur's Gate, so
No, we're gonna take you to Baldur's Gate, but we got to figure out this bandit thing.
okay. So who's opening the other chest?
Well, is it locked? It's locked, right?
Yes, looks like it.
Yeah, Saul, do you know how to unlock a locked chest?
No, unfortunately, the only way that I know how to open a locked chest is to smash it.
All right, Pike, you heard him smash it.
Oh. I walk over to the chest. Does it look like a wooden chest?
Yes.
So cool. I'm going to breathe fire on it.
Well, that spell ended.
It is in the wagon. So you
Well,
guys see
and-
Pike
and
walk over and
also-
he goes,
The contents, I mean, I don't even care about Egbert, but like the contents of the chest might be destroyed. Pike.
No
Just-
So
fire
Pike
comes
is
out of
very,
Pike's mouth.
very disappointed now that he can't breathe fire.
Well, it only lasts for 10 minutes, Pike. And that was over an hour ago, so.
Crank becomes bored of this conversation. Just even listening to it. Just a lot of bickering. So he's going to cast Phantasmal Force on Mr. Picklesby, burn through some of his bought inspiration points to make him crit fail it, and make Mr. Picklesby under the assumption that his cohorts who have fallen have came back from the dead and are trying to attack him. Is that a fair move?
Okay, so does he get a save at all?
No, because I'm forcing him to crit fail.
He's burning all the inspiration dice he has to
Wow.
try and force.
Okay. So he starts screaming, like all of a sudden you guys see Picklesby say, "Oh my god, run!" And he jumps into the back of his wagon and like it tries to get between some of the chests to hide. And like you can hear him shaking and quivering in fear.
Okay, then Crank's gonna mosey on over while Mr. Picklesby's having a panic attack, sit down in front of one of the chests and use shape water to constantly freeze and thaw the moisture inside of the lock, causing it to burst open.
Okay. Give me your spell attack modifier. And we'll see if that
Just make oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still gonna have the same DC, but I'm using your strength to, or not your strength, but you know what I'm saying. Your character's
Yeah, my spell ability.
Yep.
Yeah. That first one was a 14.
So it doesn't work on the first lock. The lock almost seems to be made out of a material that doesn't freeze.
Well, he's gonna use control flames and try it with fire.
All right.
God,
So on the second chest?
we'll stick with the first one. It's open and juice. And that one is an 18.
I'm a mean DM.
6.
I don't let people do the same check on the same
Fine,
chest.
fine. On the next chest, it's 24.
Okay. You definitely pop this open. And when you do, this chest is massive. And all you see in it is one lowly ring sitting in there on nice velvet pillow.
Yeah, Crank's
pillow
gonna
bottom.
nab that, toss it to Saul.
Touche, Pickles.
Yeah, when you grab it, this ring actually feels warm to the touch.
Yeah, Crank's gonna throw it at Saul and be like, "Here you go, buddy.
Who'd you throw it
Move
to?
on." Saul.
Picklesby's watching him. He's like, "You're a thief."
No, like no Picklesby, you're being attacked by zombies right now. You've got bigger things to worry about than me.
Zombies.
Walk over-
So I get my sword. I'm
What is
about to
Drukan doing
attack.
about this?
The
And
chest.
Skyler on Pike.
I'm
I
ready.
am tempted to have Drukan just pull out the halberd and then smack hard into Krank over this.
Listen. Yeah,
So it takes
well,
2 minutes for you to get both of these locks going, Crank. As this is going
That's
on,
fine.
Drukan pulls his halberd out.
I'll listen, Drukan. I'm just trying to hustle. Respect the hustle.
No, this is violence. You are
How?
tormenting
I'm
the
literally-
poor man. You're tormenting the poor man right now.
He was tormenting us, only picking
It's
one
those
chest.
zombies. They're tormenting them. We need to find them. Are they invisible?
They are in his imagination, Pike, which is
They're right
caused by
there!
Krank here.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
If Saphira had popcorn right now, she'd just be sitting down eating the popcorn.
I'll turn to Drukan. I'll be like, "Hey, that first chest over there, I wasn't able to pop it open. You want to use that halberd?"
No, I'm gonna aim it at the back of his head and swing.
At the back of
Cranks.
Crank's
All right,
head.
roll to hit.
All right.
Well, with an
Okay,
11,
we have
armor
officially
class.
devolved into PvP, guys. It's like,
That
congratulations.
is a 24 to hit.
Okay.
Well, that hits.
Roll some damage.
I'm gonna drop a 3rd level smite into it.
Oh my god!
Jeez! Why?
Oh, I love it.
That is 29 points of damage total.
Well.
You just took 29, Crank. How you doing over there?
Crank has been seen in better days. That being said,
Do we need to roll initiative?
No. This is mono a mono. We'll just take turns.
All right.
Drukan made one mistake in his whole life, and that was not killing Crank in one blow.
Oh no.
All right. So
Oh
it's
my
Crank's
gosh,
turn.
guys.
Seriously, we have to
Guys.
evolve into PvP? Like,
Crank.
Do
is
not make
going-
me cast Entangle on both of you.
Crank
Well-
gets a shot here. I'm like,
Yeah, it's only fair. Hey, Drukan, how many of them hit point things you got?
no, you don't tell him. That's meta.
Don't tell him. Do not tell him that.
Not full, but he's not below half.
Not below half. All right. Well, that sure is lame. All right. Going to cast Misty Step. Teleport 30 feet away, but so that he is still visible.
Yep.
Gonna Eldritch Blast him. For 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Okay.
I just realized I did not build a very good character for fighting people. So this should be interesting.
He's over here talking so much shit. All right, what'd you
Okay.
get?
Well, that one's a miss. That's a 9, so that ain't hitting shit. And the other one is a 16, which also isn't hitting anything. And then Crank is going to flee for an additional 30 feet.
All right, so you're 60 feet away.
Yep, and be sure to inflict that lovely 1d6 of damage onto Mr. Picklesby as soon as I can roll it.
Wait, is that concentration?
Yes, it is actually. So
On
I didn't
Picklesby?
make a con save. No, for me. So you know how much?
No, I mean
damage again?
1d6 to Picklesby, you said?
Yeah. He takes 2 damage. And on my con save, I got a 19.
You guys
so I'm
hear
assuming I make
that's
it.
like psychic damage, right?
Correct.
So you guys hear Picklesby go, "Ah, my head!
All right. Drukan.
It hurts!"
Let's see.
Does anybody else want to jump in? You have a chance right now.
I'm looking for these zombies. Do I see any?
No. Pike doesn't see any.
Where are the bodies? Aren't there dead bodies?
They're down
Yeah,
in the
there's
ditch
a-
now.
Yeah,
There's a
run down
stack
there
of
because
them.
those I know those were the bodies. I got my sword out in case they move because those could be the bodies.
There's no
Red-
movement. You see a bunch
I'm-
of flies hovering around them and stuff.
Yeah,
I
any second.
I
I've
forgot
seen
what
this
your
before.
AC was so high.
All right, Drukan, what you want to do? Is Misty Step a free action for you?
No, it's a bonus action.
Does it use a spell slot?
Yeah.
Okay. How
The
are you
coffee
doing
lock
on
is-
spell slots? Because you were doing like all sorts of stuff earlier.
My coffee lock ability will stop me from running out for quite some time.
I'm surprised you didn't just
Look.
do a rope trick.
Can we just
that's my
can we
next turn,
just
Juice.
pack
Let's be
up
honest.
everything and get out of here?
Is Drukan gonna attack again or no?
I'm just trying to think of what he would do.
You know what I'm gonna do. I'll tell you, Drukan. I'm
Rope
gonna
trick.
cast rope trick and piece the hell out of there. Then I'm gonna slowly pick down Mr. Picklesby 1d6 at a time.
What's your alignment, Krank?
What's that?
What's your
Lawful evil.
alignment?
It's been
Okay.
pretty consistent.
Is anybody else good in this party other than Drukan? Saphira
I am.
is? So you're probably
Tab-
a bit disturbed if you're.
Yeah, I mean, so Saphira just kind of thought everybody was joking, but it sort of like devolved into something more.
You see the veins in Picklesby's head bulging, and his face is like turning purple. He's in pain.
Listen, he took 2 damage. That's like
Yeah, but it's in
getting
his
a riddle
brain.
you can't solve. It's like, yeah, okay.
Alrighty. 60 feet out. He's only got 30 feet of movement. And even if he got out his wings, he'd only be able to move another 30 feet as a bonus action. But it's a whole action, so.
You want to ready an action or something?
No,
Are you
he
really
is
doing
going
this?
to.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's going to cast Ray of Frost at him.
Look, this is the easiest job for a DM. I don't have to kill you guys if you kill each other.
It's true. All right, what do you make? Is that a deck save?
No, it's just a regular straight attack.
Oh, okay.
That's a 20 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that'll hit.
I'm just glad I'm a player, not the DM right now.
That is 10 cold damage, and your movement speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Oh, thank merciful God. All right. Drukan, you know what time it is. Rope trick, gonna fall right into it. Picklesby, it's time, buddy. Actually, 1 minute. Let me quickly skim this up one more time. Yeah, so he justifies it no matter what really happens. Yeah, all right. No additional saves. Cool. All right, Picklesby. So I'm gonna cast rope trick, fall into it like a real champion, and then Picklesby is gonna take 4 damage.
Okay. He's still there. He's screaming in pain.
Yeah,
All right.
and Krank's actually gonna
Who's
use
your
some of his
patron?
healing. At Athena, the clockwork one. Bill knows which one it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Can I just knock somebody out?
I
you
mean,
know,
you're within 30 feet of Krank.
Just like
No, I mean, he's in his hidey hole now, so the next part is
Yeah, he
pretty
moved into
simple.
his rope trick, didn't he?
Yeah, that is correct, ladies and
He's in the
gentlemen.
rope trick portion of the show.
These dead bodies aren't
okay.
moving, so I think we're good. here.
I'm gonna heal 13 as well.
All right, Drukan's gonna turn to Saphira and go, all right, get the horses going. We're just gonna leave them.
Whoa.
I'm just gonna get. I was already kind of there. I'm
Yeah,
just
you're
gonna
in your
get in the
wagon.
cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got
Mike-
everything loaded up.
Pike is down at the zombies. He's probably like 15 feet, or zombies. The dead
No.
body is like 15 feet away.
No, Pike, come on, get in the wagon. It's fine.
Where's Saul?
Saul is changing into the nicest, deepest red silk clothing that he can find. And he's sort of, adjusting it so that it fits properly. So, yeah.
So how are you guys helping Picklesby's wagon?
Well, Saul is not helping Picklesby's wagon. He is getting
Right, I know
into
Saul's
the
not.
nicest clothes.
Yeah, no,
Like,
we moved all the pickle
I
beef
thought
stuff
we
into our
moved,
wagon.
Honestly-
his stuff into our wagon, so it's
you
just
moved his
one
stuff.
wagon.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Really, with my strength modifier, I would do more harm than good trying to help you load stuff, right? Like, I can't. So,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. So you guys, Pike, I'm assuming you jump into your guys' wagon.
We leaving. Where's Krank? Did he get abducted by the zombies?
No, he's decided to become evil, so we're leaving him.
Listen,
How
Krank
much
was always
damage does he
evil,
take
for
now,
one.
Krank?
That is a good question. 6.
Because it's like every 6 seconds, so that's why I got to keep track.
Yeah.
He decided
That's
to kill. He decided to kill the younglings. All right, he's transitioned from Anakin to Vader.
Crank's been pretty remarkably consistent. I gotta say, he takes 3
Oh no,
damage.
he's never killed an innocent merchant who's good aligned.
Crank's never been tested with his patience like this before.
It was like 5 seconds of talking about giving away shit or selling shit. It's
Are
not
you
like
saying
he was
that-
ripping anyone off. How much
Are you
damage?
saying that
Crank?
Krank is turned against us?
He took 3 damage.
3 more? Okay. He's still fine, but he starts like he's on the ground in your guys' wagon, just holding his head, screaming.
Yeah, I'll tell the Pike, yeah, Krank is the one who's making his nightmares hurt him, so we're gonna leave him behind.
Don't abandon Crank. He's the life of the party. Is it-
Well,
wait.
he's trying
Is
to
it
kill
the
everybody
horses?
right now. So
Is it Crank's turn officially?
I just let you do the more damage. Do you want to do something else?
once
Yeah,
everybody's
sure.
in the wagon, I'm gonna tell the horses to go ahead and go. That we're
Okay, so
taking
the
off.
horses start moving on Saphira's turn.
But guys, we really
And I'm gonna
should've-
wait for Mr. Picklebee to go unconscious so I can heal him.
How
We
far
shouldn't-
away is this?
But we
How
shouldn't
far away?
leave. We shouldn't leave Crank. Like, yes, he's having
Well,
a bit of a
You're
melty
15
down right
feet
now.
away from the wagon.
But I think we should all.
or actually,
sort
you're
of
60
forgive-
feet away because you're teleporting.
Yeah.
We should-
Okay.
We should all forgive and forget and just move
No.
on with our lives.
No.
Meanwhile,
No?
Saul's
decided to
is
try and
standing
murder
over
this
top of
merchant.
Picklesby. Ah!
Okay. Hear me out. I'm gonna guiding bolt one of the horses.
Oh, jeez.
What?
Crank,
Can
Crank,
you-
don't,
can you do
don't
that
hurt
from
the animals.
not
Because if
being
you
a-
hurt the
you're in
animals,
a
the only
different
friend you
dimension.
have left in the party is going to
Listen,
turn on
I'm
you,
not
man.
I'm gonna make a non-lethal damage here.
You're also behind the wagon, so go ahead, do your attack.
Oh, okay.
Do your attack.
And what is visible to me then?
I mean, you can see them. Go ahead.
All right, sure. Does a 12 hit?
Nope. So you see out of nowhere. this
No, but
guiding
12
bolt
is about
goes
the average
shooting
age
out,
of most of the people.
and it
here
hits
right
your
now,
guys'
so,
wagon.
Okay. I will cast web
That-
into the
that's all-
opening so that now his space is now full of web.
Oh yeah, I've been waiting for this. All righty,
All right,
Drew Can.
so the horses start
What
moving.
is going on?
The horses
Drew
start
Can
moving.
just
What is hey?
Doing?
So the horses start moving. You guys get moving about 45 feet away. He's now 105 feet away from you.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so that's outside of web's range then.
Well, you already did the web. Does it?
Yeah,
not hold?
and you cast web on the wagon, so it doesn't make a huge difference.
No, I cast it on your hole. So
On
there's
the-
5
like
feet
the
of web
door.
over
You
your
cast it
hole.
where you
But it-
disappeared.
Oh, I see.
So if
what's
you come out of it,
happening.
you're
Okay.
stuck. But it
Yeah,
doesn't
I'm not
matter. He
worried
moved
about
out of
that.
range.
Okay, then I extra don't care.
So you see the wagon Crank go moving as fast as it can down the road and around
Uh-huh.
the corner out of sight.
How out of sight? That's tricky.
How long does that thing just last no matter what, too, doesn't it?
web? I think it has an
No,
hour
the thing you're
duration
doing to the Picklesby.
Yeah, it just lasts.
How long
so
does that
I
last?
A minute.
Okay.
So
Gina,
10
can't
rolls.
you
I think if I had like
bring
4.
So
out
give
your
me
inner
another roll
mom
of
and
damage for him.
Send everybody to timeout. Like,
All right, that's 4 damage.
4 more. All right. So
This guy's not going to trust us.
he's
if we don't
looking
use
rough. You
bonuses.
see his eyes start to look like they have blood in it now, around the whites of his eyes. But he's still conscious.
So Krank will poke out of hidey hole, use his bonus action to Misty Step 30 feet,
Okay.
run 30 feet. So that'll be 60 feet total movement. You said the cart was 105 feet away, was it?
Yeah.
All right, so now it's 65 feet or 45 feet away. Which, where are my spells?
All right. What is everyone doing in the cart?
Oh, he's looking out the back, seeing if Crank's trying to do shenanigans to catch up to them.
Shenanigans, you
do-
son of a
So
bitch.
you guys have crossbow bolts in the back here from the thing, and you see Krank like appears and then starts running as fast as he can.
Okay.
And then,
Crank's gonna cast sleep,
okay.
and hopefully that'll be enough to knock one of the horses out.
So can we?
So the
Like,
horses
can
are
we
like,
s-
because of the wagon and stuff, they're like 20 feet even further than where they are.
Yeah,
So
but
yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
letting
but
you know
sleep has
for
a-
range. That's all.
yeah, sleep has a 90-foot range and it affects a 20-foot cylinder technically, so it should be able to hit at least one, and that's 34 for the hit points.
Actually, hang on. I did the math wrong. They move 60 feet a turn. So I only
Okay.
gave them 45 feet. So it's actually another 15 feet too.
That should be fine. Because I'm the what then? 60 feet away? Is that the idea?
Originally, I said 45 feet, and it should have been
Yeah.
double movement. So I was off by a lot. So anyways, hang on. So here's what I'm gonna say. So Chance, roll up a new character.
God damn it.
Your character's NPC'd. They went evil, full blown evil. They're mine now.
He was always evil.
Yes,
It
but
was
he
his
wasn't.
Yeah, but you
shtick.
started
But
attacking
the
an
party in no
merchant
way,
you're
shape, or
trying
form
to
would
save.
travel with someone who's killing innocent people when there's good aligned people in the group who definitely wouldn't do it. So this is a rule I've had in all my games. I said it. In
Okay.
So
So does
'cause I told you it was
Pickleby? Okay. Does
So-
Picklesby live or die?
so Krank is totally an enemy of the party moving forward.
Aww.
Chance,
Chance,
you are able
Chance.
to make a new character that aligns with the group and possibly will get picked up in Baldur's Gate.
But that was the shtick. All right.
Or-
I'll roll
He
with it.
attacked an innocent merchant because he didn't like negotiating with him. That is the
No,
only reason.
I think
That
Chance
wasn't-
could be Picklesby.
He attacked the merchant. He attacked the merchant for turning our reward
please
into a
make
gotcha
that
game.
a thing.
Do you want to
Please
play
make that a
Picklesby?
thing.
Picklesby still has 5 more d6 of damage to take here.
I'll give you
I got a
that
lot
too.
of lay
So
on
you do that.
hands and spell slots for cure wounds.
Yeah,
So you guys-
I've got so much
Alright,
healing. You can't.
Oh,
It won't work.
I'll workshop something. I'm
So
fine.
Crank, you guys see him stop running, and he kind of just gives up in the pursuit.
Aw, that's so
and just
sad.
stands there in the road as you leave. Picklesby, all of a sudden, within a couple more seconds, you can see the pain is removed from his head as you guys continue to travel down the road. As you're traveling, you're going for another, I'd say, 30 minutes, and you start to see people who are sleeping off in the grass, the tall grass, families and things like this. They're clearly just like commoners. You do see a couple like wagons with, more merchants and things like that. They don't look to be set up for selling anything. And you can also see this massive crater of where Elturel used to be. You can just see this big hole. And as you're traveling the road, I'm assuming Saphira, you're steering and stuff.
Sure, I can give that a shot.
I mean, you can
'Cause
talk
I'm
to the
good at
horses.
doing those things. Yeah. I would just probably pretend to hold the reins because I probably don't really know how to do it. I probably don't use them if I'm riding a
Drukan would
horse.
probably, after a few minutes, go, let me take care of that. I'm used to driving carts for the military.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds like a thing you should do then.
Okay. So as you're doing this, so you see one road goes straight to the edge of the crater, and you see it kind of split off and go towards where you think the river would be, off to the north a little bit. In that, where is it at? I'll pull the map up. So you guys are now basically where Elturel is on the river. You do see some houses also that were clearly just not within the city of Elturel. And again, you see a lot of people just camped out. You see some farms. And when you look towards the crater, you can see down in it because it kind of slopes down. And you can see water has pooled at the bottom of this as a river. The river
nice.
has like some water that from underground does flow into this, almost like little spouts going into this crater, like a waterfall. The road does lead up to where there's clearly a boathouse. You can see a horse stable next to it, not a large one, and you can see some boats that are docked.
So are we taking a boat to Baldur's Gate then?
So Leosin had told you guys last time he had arranged so you guys could take you'd meet one of his agents or his contacts here, and they would put you on a boat into Baldur's Gate. Excuse me.
Yeah, Ekin Salaban or Salaban. Was the name,
no,
right?
that's who's in Baldur's Gate. On the
okay.
He didn't tell you a name. He just said the boathouse outside of Elturel would be expecting you.
Okay. So I guess we're going by boat. I feel like Pike's gonna love this. I didn't realize that.
Heck, he could swim outside of it.
Yeah, if we get attacked, we'll have someone who's a natural swimmer.
Excuse me, but I've clearly become
Yeah, we've seen you become a crocodile, but I'm just saying that he doesn't need to turn into a crocodile to swim really well.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of fancy. I get that.
So we pull up to the boathouse. Any of these people look like zombies?
No zombies. You are able. So you are now. Did you try to attune to this glowing rock?
Of course, yeah.
So you can now control the drift globe. Can cast light, daylight, and it will follow you up to 30 feet. The sword, by the way, did you attune to that, Drukan?
Yeah.
So that sword is a normal longsword. However, it also 1 time per day would do 2d6 ice damage, kind of like a smite. You have to declare it on a strike.
Okay.
But yeah, 1 time per day, extra 2d6 ice damage.
All right, cool.
Did you guys try to open the chest, the banded chest? That belonged to the guys that tried to attack you before?
I think we got too caught up in the whole Krank being an asshole.
I never. Man, all right.
But okay. So in the 30 minutes after that, though, as you guys were talking about how Krank just lost it, did anyone try to open it?
No, Drukan was probably driving the cart and too busy to deal with that kind of thing.
Okay. Does Pike open it?
Unless I got told to.
I feel like Saphira was trying to get Pike to open it beforehand.
Okay, so she
before all of this spiraled out of control. That was her main objective. So I feel like at some point she probably would have brought that back up.
Okay, so after I breathe on it a couple times and nothing happens, much to my disappointment, I will smash it open.
Okay. Yeah, you were able to do it in that 30 minutes. We're not even going to ask for a roll. When you opened it, revealed a lot of gold. 1,900 gold coins. And Stan Picklesby was like, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing! Look at all that gold."
Yeah, it's a lot.
We could buy one of the chests, Mike.
Do we want to?
I mean, I'll sell you multiple chests for that. I'll sell you 3 of my chests. In fact, because you guys did what you did, I'll tell you what's in them. This one over here has some bracers of defense. This one right here has a periapt proof against poison. This one right here is, well, it's a ring of cold resistance. This one has 2 vials oil of sharpness. And this one is a mantle of spell resistance. The most expensive is actually the oil of sharpness.
I don't have a fireplace.
Those bracers of defense, though.
Yeah, I kind of don't need them. So if any of you 3 want,
Pike probably does, though,
because he doesn't wear armor.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, maybe he could use an AC buff a little bit.
Oh, and if you want, this thing I'm wearing, I don't want to part with it, so I am going to charge extra, but this is a periapt of wound closure.
How exactly does that work?
Well, you noticed that I did not die. So I was attacked by those guys and knocked unconscious.
We did notice that, sir. Yes.
I was knocked unconscious.
Instead of dying.
The bracers of defense I'm selling for about 3,500.
How much was in the chest?
Total of 1,900. So all the gold you got from that encounter back there was 2,500.
Yeah, I think he said we could have any 3 of the chests, right? So I think that the bracers of defense, the ring of cold resistance, and then either the parafit of poison or the mantle of spell resistance would be good.
Yeah, I feel like the bracers of defense would probably be great to have. The spell resistance would be really interesting. Those are my thoughts.
Are you guys buying one, or you working out which one he's giving you for free?
Which one he's giving us, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the spell resistance would cost the same amount as the bracers too, both 3,500.
I'm just waiting for Saul because I know he negotiates these kind of things, and I have no idea about any of this stuff. So I'm just waiting on him.
Saul is actually feeling around in his pocket, and Saul actually believes that ring of cold resistance is actually in his pocket because before Krank took off, he busted open a chest and threw Saul a ring.
It's true.
And I will tell you this, Picklesby didn't even notice because he was so distracted by his throbbing migraine of a headache that was blinding him.
So honestly, I don't know what type of chest you guys would like to have. It doesn't matter to me. I'm good either way. Which chest would you guys like?
I think I don't know. I still think the braces of defense would be probably a really good thing for us.
Yeah.
I feel like Pike gets hit an awful lot. That's all I'm saying. And I don't mind bringing you back from the dead, but,
Does Pike not wear armor?
No, I got a shield.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a barbarian.
Okay. So you guys pull up to the boathouse while you're talking about this, and a guy walks out, and he looks around and he sees you guys, and he's like, "Oh, I was expecting someone, and I was expecting more people, huh?" And he looks at Stan, and he's like, "Who are you?" And Stan just says, "Oh, I'm just a merchant."
Yeah, we saved them. There were some bandits on the road that attacked us.
Oh, are you you're the driver? You're not who I was expecting to bring a couple horses.
No, our driver was killed by the bandits, unfortunately.
Oh, are you from Leosin?
Yes, he's the one who sent us to try and find a barge or a frigate to take us to Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, we can load this up on the river boat. The horses can't go. You can't bring the horses. And when we get to Baldur's Gate, the wagon can't go in. They won't let you take the wagon in. But when we get to Baldur's Gate, you are the ones that were with Leosin, right? Like, you're not lying to me.
No.
I just want to make sure. Okay. Well, my name's Glenn. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm sorry about losing your friends to some bandits. That sucks. I've heard some horror stories of some stuff happening on a couple of the roads around here with Elturel being gone and not having anyone to, protect the roads. Bandits have been a little crazy out there, so.
It's not the worst of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, let's get you guys in here. We can get you on the boat. I'll set it up for you guys, and we'll get you taken down there. I've got a friend.
Have you had any issues with zombies around here?
No, not since Elturel had the companion up in the sky, but that was a long time ago now.
I think one of our friends is actually a lich, so you need to be careful.
Yeah, we had to leave one of our teammates behind.
The tiefling?
No.
Oh. What do you mean the tiefling? I'm right here. I'm not left behind. Can you not?
He said he thinks one of you is a lich.
Can you not see me?
Yes, we had to leave one of our group members behind.
And wait, and you assume the tiefling is a lich? Like what? Like what's that all about? I mean, geez.
Well, he's clearly got a holy
stereotype.
Symbol, and she clearly looks like a hermit of some sort. And that guy's a
hermit?
Fish boy.
Yeah.
A hermit
and
a fish boy.
Who clearly has no magical or martial prowess. Look at him. He's very frail, no armor, no weapons.
I hate to be a Karen, sir, but I'm going to need to speak with your manager because you
I own this.
Don't know how to interact with customers.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend. I really did. He threw me off. I've never heard someone say, "Oh yeah, one of our friends is a lich." I mean, what are you supposed to? How do you react?
You're not making it better. So you simply assume that the tiefling is the lich.
Can we back up to the part where we cannot take the wagon into Baldur's Gate?
Yeah, Baldur's Gate won't let you take horses or wagons through the city. So when you get there, you can either carry your own stuff through to the other side, wherever you're going, or you can pay a porter to carry the stuff for you. They've got some pretty strong guys on the docks up there that can help you out.
Okay. So we're going to be limited on what we can bring in. All right.
They like to run around in metal suits.
Who runs around in metal suits?
Liches.
So it is.
Drukan is like shaking his
he points
head.
at Drukan. What's your holy symbol, Drukan?
I forgot.
Which deity? Or maybe it's not a deity.
Tyr.
Tyr. And I'm assuming you have that shown on like your shield or.
Yeah, it's emboldened on his shield.
Okay. So does Tyr approve of you being a lich? You don't look like a lich. Are you casting like?
No, he's confused because our party member used some sort of illusion to make undead attack our merchant friend here, Mr. Picklebee. And so he assumed that because of that, because our fish friend is not very familiar with spells, he just thought that automatically meant he was a lich.
Oh. Okay. Well, you probably
Mr.
shouldn't run
Picklesby,
around...
Mr. Picklesby, were you attacked by zombies?
No. And sir, I don't think you should go around telling people that one of your friends is a lich. That is very dangerous in these parts.
Well, he left.
Okay.
He's also not our friend anymore, Pike.
Oh, I know. I'll kill him when I see him.
Big talk for a man who ran away.
Okay. So he offers to help you guys load up on his little boat. It's a pretty big boat. It doesn't really have any much railing. It's actually on large logs underneath it. It clearly is meant to hold though a lot of heavy stuff, but at shallow depths. He tells you that the river can be rough at times and that there's a chance that you'll run into trouble, maybe more bandits or something. But he doesn't anticipate that'll happen. And he pushes and again helps you guys unload. Is there anything you want to do before you hit the river?
Jump in.
Yeah.
You can jump in. No? Everyone good?
Yep, I think we're good.
Yep.
Okay. So then Picklesby definitely gets on the boat first, and he sits on one of the chests of his, and you can see he's still rubbing his temples, almost like the after effects still kind of hurt him. His eyes are really bloodshot still, and he's just kind of relieved. And so he sits on the one chest, and he just kind of starts nodding off. The boat starts moving down the river, and it's really calm. It's not too bad. Glenn is not the guy piloting the ship, by the way. Before even taking off, he tells you, this is Joseph Utter. He will be taking you guys down. And he can give you the spiel about Baldur's Gate when you get there. So
Sal cracks open an ale or a beer, or I'm assuming we have some sort of alcoholic beverage aboard this ship.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so Sal will crack it open.
Stan Picklesby probably offers you some.
Well, no, this is what I'm saying. Sal is going to crack open an ale, pour half of it out, and approach Stan and, sort of just shake his hand and offer him the drink. Give him a knowing glance as he shakes his hand and just sort of shakes his head and walks away, and then pours one out and looks up and says, for Krank, and just kind of walks and sits down at the back of the boat.
Okay, sounds good. And Picklesby says, if you guys want to sit on the chest, feel free. There's not really anywhere else to sit unless you sit on the deck, basically. Like I said, the side railing is really low too, around the sides, and it almost looks like a pontoon boat with no seating. And the guy who's steering it has a really long stick, and he's pushing it along the river. And it kind of just goes with the current. And as you guys start moving up the river, you're traveling. You get about halfway towards Baldur's Gate, and the pilot of the ship doesn't really say too much. He tells you though, as you approach, you start going through these winding spots through here, and he tells you it's really deep through here, so just again be careful, don't fall out. I would hate for you to fall, and it might not be easy to go back and grab you once we get momentum going. You guys feel the calm river changes suddenly, and the boat begins to rock. All of a sudden, you see, coming from in front of you, you see this stalk sticking up through the water with 3 eyes on it. And as it gets closer, you see 4 tentacles jut up out of the water and come at you guys on the boat.
Pike, identify it.
And we'll end the stream there. So with that, thank you guys for watching. I know we had some tense PvP at the end there that was completely unexpected. But I hope everybody had fun. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button, give us a like. Feel free to comment, what you think this creature might be. It shouldn't be too hard to figure out if you look at the thumbnail. So with that, thank you guys for watching. Check out all the links in the description. We have Creative Guys over on Twitch, Chance's Guide to Everything, and Pathfinder, and D&D spells, and his other YouTube channels. Stay tuned for his S&M YouTube channel coming out soon, and Rope Time. Check out BN Drake, Roll Stats, all that good stuff. And we'll see you guys next time. Game on.